The late-night texting teenagers were spawned by artist Alex Maestro, who posted the comic on the teenagers subreddit depicting the two mascots telling each other they have a crush on one another on the 13th of May this year. Now, before you go absolutely apeshit about teenagers enjoying a comic representing the joys of expressing love, know that Alex Maestro seems to be quite self-aware, following his creation up with a fairly decent shitpost at the time. Of course, almost immediately after the original comic blew up, people were quick to take the piss even further, subbing in conversations that derail the meaning of the story in wonderful ways. It's worth noting the popularity of this meme is built on a long road of annoyingly twee and overly sentimental teen comics, such as the boy and girl texting, which blew up in 2020. As a result, we are seeing extremely similar dialogue and ideas expressed in the late-night teens texting creations. It's essentially exactly the same format with different characters, which reflects the many variations this structure has seen over the decades. From Pon and Z to anime-style characters drawn by scene and emo kids from the early 2000s, long as this trend dominated internet spaces for younger people. And most of us, if not all of us, are guilty for getting into it briefly as young kids. That said, one bit of praise I think this comic is deserving of is its demonstration of how communication has changed between people over the years, yet still remains the same. Boomers are quick to denounce phones as machines that turn people into brain-dead emotionless zombies, but this comic depicts real feelings being communicated across two people. And in that sense, it's easy to have a bit of a soft spot for it if you've ever sent someone that risky text. This is also likely why it hits such an intuitive chord amongst people, and why it is so easy to shove in a dissident conversation about peeing. After all, being a teenager is all about doing dumb shit and learning about the consequences. Having a cringy phase is totally normal, and the general consensus is that as you get older, you look back on your earlier years with disdain. This is a good thing, as it demonstrates self-awareness and development, so part of that instant ugh feeling one gets from looking at a comic of two people texting comes from that growth, as it represents an earlier stage of one's life. This is why it's easy to appreciate the satirization of these types of cartoons. However, telling someone they're dumb for liking the original is quite the opposite, as it shows a huge lack of self-awareness and appreciation for the different experiences people go through growing up. What meme would you guys like me to give a lesson in next? Let me know in the comments below.
And remember, like and subscribe! Or else.